Today we're going to review over the distributive property just so you get some extra practice. So we're going to do some quick notes. So there's pretty much two ways to solve this problem. We could do order of operations or we could do the distributive property. So if we do order of operations, right, we have P for parentheses, E, M, D, A, S, right, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, parentheses, or grouping and exponents. So we do our parentheses first. So we do 3 times 7, and then that gives us 21. The other way we could do it is we could do the distributive property. So we take this and we distribute it across everything in the parentheses because there's a little multiplication sign right there. Right? So we have 3 times 15 plus 3 times 2, and then, sorry, not 15, 3 times 5. So then we get 15 plus 6 equals 21. So both ways are correct. It just depends which way you like. But let's put the actual definition of the distributive property up here. We have A, B plus C equals A times B plus A times C. Alright, let's distribute. So we have this right next to it. We know there's a little multiplication sign right there. So we have 6 times 2x plus 6 times 5. This turns into 12x plus 30, and that is it. Right here, remember we have 2, if it's right next to it. Something I want to note is this is different, right? Let's do this over here, right? If I had 2 minus x minus 3, this wouldn't be multiplication, this would be a subtraction. So you want to be sort of careful, right? Since it's right next to it, we know that we're distributing. This is not distributing. Not a distribution problem. Okay, so we have 2x minus 2 times x minus 2 times 3, so 2x minus 6, and that's it. And now I'm going to skip this middle step of writing in the multiplication sign. I'm just going to do it in my head. Eventually you can get to this point if you feel more comfortable with it, but you can always do all the steps in between if that's the way you like to do math. So negative 3 times 2x, in my head I know that's going to be negative 6x, and then negative 3 times 7 is negative 21. Alright, next is distributing and combining like terms. So this is combining what we've learned in the past with the distribution. Hopefully it's a little bit of a review, right? So we have this right next to it, and you know it's a times symbol. We're going to distribute it. So we have 12x plus 30, and then this plus 3 stays there. And then we get to combine our like terms, right? This has an x, these don't have an x. So we have 12x plus 33. All right, over here, now the distribution is on this side. So one big mistake is this is not 7 times 2x minus 1. You can't add that first. You have to multiply first, right? So whatever you need to do, write this in red. You can't do this. You have to distribute the 3 first. So you do 4 plus 6x minus 3. And then you can combine like terms. So we get 6x, 4 plus positive 4 plus negative 3 is just plus 1. Okay, and then here we have a negative number, so you have to remember to distribute the entire negative number. So we have negative 2 times 2x plus negative 2. I'm going to put the negative in parentheses, it's always helpful. Times 5, and then minus 3x. So we get negative 4x minus 10 minus 3x. Combine our like terms. These have x, negative 7x minus 10. Alright, here's some tricky ones with the negatives, right? Okay, so we have this negative and it's getting distributed across both, right? Remember, this isn't 5. We have to do the distribution first. So we have 8 minus 3x minus 12. Alright, so we have the negative 3 and it went to both of them. I'm going to write a step up here. 8 minus 3 times x minus 3 times 4. And then we combine our like terms. So we have negative 3x, 8 minus 12 is negative 4. You could write it negative 4 minus 3x, but typically it's better to do the variables first, and then the numbers without any variables. Okay, and then here, there's no number in front, but we still have to distribute the negative, so this one's really tricky, right? So this is sort of like, right, if there was a 1 right there, so we could do 8 minus 1 times 2x minus 1 times negative 7. So we have 8 minus 2x minus, so minus a negative, right? So minus negative 7, that becomes plus 7. So 8 minus 2x plus 7, we get negative 2x plus 15. Alright, and then the final one in this packet is with fractions. So we can also distribute fractions. So we have negative 1/3 times 6x plus 1/3 times 15. Remember, when we're multiplying fractions, you just multiply across. So we can rewrite this like this. Whenever you just have a number, you can put it over 1. And then we just multiply across. So 1 times 6 is 6, over 3 times 1 is 3. Keep the x there. 15 over 3. And then this simplifies. 6 over 3 is the same thing as 2. Keep the x. And then 15 over 3 is 5. So that's it for this packet on distributive property. Hopefully not so bad. We have some practice problems. We have a wrap-up. And then I have posted the answers on the back. So work on this for homework.